afternoon, internet world. It's Motivational Monday. There we go. Done my little hand signals. I know Bear likes them. Anyway, today, the subject of today's little chitter chatter is one of being happy with what you have. And I don't want that to come across as sort of that you need to compromise or a case of, oh, you should be happy with what you've got. No, I think what I want to try and get across is more of finding the happy in the day-to-day, in the everyday kind of things that we do. This stemmed from a conversation that me and my lovely friend David had on. We went to a rather fancy spa thing on Friday, and we were having the conversation about my Motivational Monday talks, and he was saying he was enjoying them. But we were saying about being happy with your lot, because we were talking about, when you're younger, you're full of ideas, aren't you? You're full, which is fantastic. You're ambitious, you want to do this, you want to do that, you want to do the rest of it. And then life gets in the way, doesn't it? Outside influences start kicking in. And I think unless you're living in a hermitage up on some distant island on the Isle of Skye, then it's, you're going to have other people interjected into your life, aren't you? You're going to have other things going on. Stuff's going to happen that you have absolutely no control over. And so before you know it, you end up quite often in situations that you never dreamed you would. It's like, at 17, I didn't think in 30 years' time I'd be sat here, a single mum living in social housing, no car, living on benefits, that kind of thing. That wasn't in the big plan, was it? But it's how I've ended up, and it's only recently that I've got to the point where I'm pretty content. It's not a case of, please don't think that, I'm not saying that I've given up on, everybody has dreams, everybody has, ideas of, yeah, it would be lovely if that happened, but it's like a simple thing, like I have accepted that I'll probably never own my own house, that I will live in rented housing, probably for the rest of my life, and I'm quite all right with that, actually. It's not that bad. It's not so horrific, because I was talking to David, like, he was saying, he owns his own house, but he's like, yeah, but I might own my own house, but I also own all the bills, and I've also got all the maintenance and everything to sort out. So, it's like, it's great. I'm not knocking anybody. It's brilliant, people who've been able to buy their own houses and that kind of thing. But I used to kind of a bit look down my nose on people who were living in rented, like they'd not tried, like there was, oh, well, that's a bit, lack of ambition. But obviously, as time moves on and you learn, you mature, and you realise that quite often people, you don't have any choice, and you've just got to go with what you've got. And I think that's what I'm trying to get across, is that not compromising your dreams. I'd love to, if I won the lotto, I'd go out and buy my own house and that kind of thing. But I'm okay with the fact that it'll probably never happen. I'm all right, I look at what I've got, and I've got a pretty good life, really. I've got a very nice house, and, I have a steady income. I have enough to keep me and Seamus quite merrily. We're comfortable, we're warm, we're fed, we're clothed, we can do some leisure activities. It's like we have a decent life. We have more than a lot of people have. So what it is I'm trying to put across is that look at what you have, and sometimes we can get a bit overdone with wanting more, with always striving. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with ambition. Ambition's fantastic, but when it starts taking over your life to the point where you are fed up every single day, you get up and you're like, is this it? Now, don't get me wrong, I've had friends and I've known people who the rug has been completely pulled out from under their feet. They've had massive life-changing events, be it a death, be it the breakdown of a relationship, be it a loss of a job. It's something, something huge. And they've ended up sitting there thinking, well, what are we going to do now? What the hell are we going to do now? What am I going to do now? I don't know what to do. But eventually they've pulled it round and they've fashioned a life for themselves. It's a very, very different life to what they were originally on course for, but it's a life. And they're okay. And they're cracking on with life, and they're having some enjoyment and some fun out of life. And I think that's what it is I want you to do, is to try and find something, make the everyday stuff that you do, find a happy in it somewhere. Try your best to find a happy in there. Even if it's only a little bit of something, even if it's only going shopping and buying yourself your favourite chocolate bar or something like that, find a happy that you can do, because life's short, and to live it constantly wishing you were somewhere else, it's wishing your life away. It really, really is. You're here now. You've got to congratulate yourself first of all, because you've managed to get through the 97 days of January, haven't you? So we're on last day of January now. There's only a few hours left, and that's it. Hey, we've managed it. We've got to February. So, but try and find something that just brings you a little bit of cheer. That's what you need to do, because otherwise it's a very, very grim existence, and you don't want to live like that at all. Nobody chooses to live like that. I know I do have friends who suffer from depression and other different mental disorders and that kind of thing, and I know I'm not belittling the situations that they're in and saying, oh, just make yourself happy. God, if it were that we'd be able to cure it all, won't we, if it were that simple? I know it's not. I am not in any way saying it's not, but I'm just trying to give you a little bit of a boost to look for something, look for that little bit of joy, look for that little bit of fun, that little bit of silly, and striving to be content. And don't mistake the contentment for massive compromise. I know I was talking to another friend and we were talking about compromise, and I've spent most of my adult life compromising. I compromised a lot of things, and I refuse to do that anymore. If something doesn't fit right with me, if something doesn't suit me, if something doesn't, fit in with keeping me on an even keel, then it doesn't happen, or it goes, or I get rid of it, or I don't do that thing, whatever it is, or don't talk to that person, or I don't connect with that activity, whatever it is. It's got to make my life better. It's got to sort of enhance my life, not in a massive way. I don't mean that, absolutely everything that doesn't quite fit in, that's it, I bin it off. Christ, that's not what I mean. What I'm trying to get across is that you've got to, it's a difficult, because it's quite a fine line between people thinking that I'm, telling you to compromise. I'm not telling you to compromise. What I'm trying to get is that try and strive to be content more than, being content in a way is a success. People don't seem to equate contentment with success, but I do. I think because I've become more content, I consider myself successful. Other people might only think success is having a big car, having a nice house, having fancy furniture, going out on fancy holidays and that kind of thing. Oh, aren't they successful? But I think if you can turn around each night and say, I've not had a bad day. It's been all right today, I've got through. There's been some ups, there's been some downs. It's all good. I'm here in my warm bed. I think to me that's success. That's a big bonus, and that's what would be great if you could strive to that. So that's it for today. That's my little motivational, is to be happy. Be happy with what you have. Look at what you have and strive for the happy every day. That's what you need to do. So that's all for today, folks. Rambled on a bit longer than normal. Obviously got me talking head on today. I've also realised I've got Martin Dutson likes this one, the most non-motivational t-shirt in the world on. Yeah, that's really good to wear, isn't it, on a motivational Monday? I'll have to start wearing better ones, won't I? I'll have to up my game. All right then, my beauty. So I hope you have a fabulous week. Like I said, we've nearly done January. Boom. That's good. We have Valentine's coming up. The dreaded Valentine's for some people. I'm not one for celebrating it. I don't celebrate it simply because it's my dad's birthday. So I spend the day enjoying, remembering my dad, that kind of thing. And I've never celebrated it, really, Valentine's Day. It's one of those things, isn't it? But if you do, that's great. This is forewarning that it's in 14 days' time. And if you don't, then it's fine. Stay in bed. Just avoid it all. You've got permission to do that too. All right then, my beauts. So carry on being great. Carry on being good. Have a lovely week. And I shall see you similar time, similar place next week. Okay. Peace out, Muddy Funkers.